Are you looking for ways to improve your surfing AIRS at home? You're in the right place. Hello, it's Tanisha here from Kinetic Ability and welcome back to episode 6 in our Surf Fit series. If you're new here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our regular viewers and subscribers. Any links used in this video can be found in the description box down below. Let's go. So if you haven't been following this series, I would recommend that you go back and watch episode 1 and 2 just to understand some of the underpinning theories that I will be applying in this episode. Otherwise, it is likely that some things will kind of just not make sense. So right now, we're going to break down the movement patterns of an AIR, what muscles are used, and what exercises will help us train for them when we're on land. If you want to jump straight to the practical session, I will leave the time on screen. So let's get stuck into some theory. So surfing AIRS are multiplanar movements. If you don't know what movement planes are, I would advise you to go back and check out episode 1. What I'm going to show you right now is anatomy on the left hand side of the screen, and on the right will be a real life example. Now I appreciate this is going to be quite fast, but go back and watch it a couple of times perhaps. So moving on here to the air, so you can see the head turning, so SCM, scalenes are going to be working, traps, then the arms are coming up, so deltoids, pec and biceps are going to be involved. The arm is also internally rotating on that left side, so pecs, lats and deltoid are going to be involved. The trunk is rotating to the right in this case, and your obliques are going to help to side flex your trunk as well, again to the right in this case. And actually that right arm is externally rotating at one point, so your rotator cuff, your deltoid is going to be working too. That hip is going into compression, so psoas, adductors, rec fem are all going to be firing, and the hip also goes into internal external rotation, so you've got TFL and glute med and the like firing as well. So it really is a full body sport. So it's not the best example of a landing, so I'm going to show you a static image to talk you through that. So the arm is coming down with the help of the lats, the trunk is flexing forward to help absorb that load, so your abdominals, again, psoas, rec fem, adductors, and your glutes are going to be eccentrically controlling that landing. So when you hit the water, all your posterior chains, so your hamstrings, your calves, your spinal erectors, your glutes, are going to be eccentrically basically lengthening to absorb all that and to avoid basically your knees hitting yourself in the face. So you want to be training on land for AIRS. It just basically helps prepare your body, and it's the cause of a very high percentage of injuries, you know, a lot of ACLs and the like. So yeah, it just makes sense to train for them on land, increasing your work capacity of those muscles and the technique of your landing. Also, it's obviously a very technical sport, so you might need to get some coaching as well to help you in the water. So as always, that was an oversimplified version. If you are interested in learning more about the anatomy side of things, I will leave a link in the description box down below. Just make sure that you're warmed up, guys, before you try the practical sessions, okay? When you're doing things like plyometric jumps, landing training, you don't want to just go from cold to like jumping off of a chair, for example. You want to make sure that you're nice and warmed up. You've done like 5-10 minutes of some movements. I'll leave a simple routine that you can follow in the description box. So after reviewing the surfing AIR needs analysis, we now have our training aims, which are on screen, some practical examples of how you can achieve those, and just make sure you're warmed up and you do the exercises on both sides. So to start us off, we've got the split squat. It is going to help us to increase our load capacity, neuromuscular control, and if this variation is too easy for you, just add some weight in your hands or progress it to this plyometric version, which is going to be more of a power stimulus. It's going to help to train all of the lower limb, glutes, quads, calves, basically, yeah, everything. Dorsiflexors, plantar flexors. If it's too easy, again, add that weight in the hand. If it was too hard though, just regress it to a squat. You're still going to get that increase in load capacity if you don't normally train. Moving on to the 180 rotational jumps, you see this variation here. It's going to help increase my spatial and rotational awareness, neuromuscular control, and landing mechanics. If that's too hard, regress to the floor, using the head and the arms to lead the movement, landing softly. If it's too easy, add a vertical jump off of something, then immediately doing a 180 jump. Onto the drop jump. This is going to help increase your landing mechanics as well as your load capacity. So I'm doing just a 2-footed landing, nice and simple. Just stand off of the step, and you can progress it to a one-legged version if you've got the control. A good landing is quiet and you'll be stable in the knee. So here I'm doing an alternating jump and land. So again, here I'm showing that knees out, nice and controlled position. To make it harder, jump off something higher, such as a chair. Just make sure that you have enough control, okay? It shouldn't be a loud bang. So moving on to unstable landings. So you obviously need to be good at those because you land on a surfboard. So I was doing a vertical jump for like a frontside air. Here I'm doing 90-degree rotational, 180-degree rotational, front side, back side. You want to be getting all these different things, and as you can see, I'm not doing too well at that one because I never trained it. But yeah, if it's too hard for you, I would regress to the hold. So this is going to help again increase that neuromuscular control on an unstable surface around the knee and the hip, and just do it for holds, like try and hit 60 seconds, 30 seconds, and build it up, whichever works for you. And yeah, you will progress there. If you want more hip strength and rotational control, look back at the previous episode because I've covered it in there. For all of the jumping stuff, I would do 3 times 6 reps per leg and include 2 to 3 minutes rest between sets. And for the rest of the exercises, it depends what your aim is, if you're trying to increase the strength or the power, etc. And yeah, I would use the corresponding training variables for those. If you don't know what those are, go back and check out my previous episodes because I cover it in detail. So that brings me to the end of episode 6. In our next episode, we are going to be looking at conditioning, which is basically just the fitness you require to do something. So we're going to be looking at the different energy systems, and as always, we're going to have the practical application as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned something new today. If you did enjoy this video, I would massively appreciate it if you could hit that thumbs up button, potentially subscribe, or share this video with someone who will benefit from it. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.